Welcome back, everyone. So we know that computers and internet gaming can have positive effects on young people, such as decision-making and strategy and hand-eye coordination. But how do computers affect the social behavior of teenagers?
But there are negative effects as well, including on children's social skills. You talk about the phones, obviously. Kids today are buried in their phone. I think probably one of the greatest parental weapons out there today, saying, oh, I'm going to take your phone with us today. Kelly Olson, thanks so much for being here. Yeah. And so many parents I talk to who've got teenagers, they say, if I want to get my teen to do something, I threaten them with no phone, and it gets done in a hurry. So let's talk about the impact that these games, phones, iPads are having on social skills. And what do you think the biggest challenges or the biggest detriment to these things?
Well, you know, if you do any research on this topic, and a lot of parents do look it up to find out what are the possible negative consequences of having so many things we're plugged into. And the research is kind of mixed. You know, some people say that it's really bad, and some people say, you know, that, you know, our brains are being rewired and this is not for a good thing, but some people say it's really good too. I think it's about just moderation and with anything, you know, moderation is better than going crazy. But we have so many different devices that we can plug into at any point in time. You've got your laptop and your iPads and your iPods and so many different things. And a lot of what people are concerned about is that we're constantly getting used to data coming in at all times. And so we're constantly waiting for that next beep or zing or vibration or whatever, that I'm not looking at you, Chris, and I'm not looking at you nodding, and I'm not acknowledging that you're listening, and that I'm actually getting worse at understanding social cues because I'm constantly talking to Chris on a technology device.
So social cues, you mean what exactly?
You know, like if I'm not interested in what you're saying, let's say, or if I'm done talking, or if I'm busy, I might be picking up my purse and putting my coat on, and that cue would be telling you what? That I'm getting ready to go, or I'm in a hurry, or if I look at my watch, you know, and you know what people are saying, or what researchers are saying is that if we're constantly doing technology, if we're constantly communicating via technology, whether it be Facebook or whatever, that kids lose those abilities to pick up on all those cues. We didn't just know those cues when we were born to them. You know, we grow over the years and learn what those cues mean. And then when we have jobs and stuff, we sit across our colleagues at dinner and we know that we should put our phone away because that's, you know, the polite thing to do. And we learn those cues by being in relationships, not by texting. And
I'm curious your thoughts on what it's doing to, I guess what I'll call the compassion quotient. I mean, you see things on Facebook and social media where when people have a tendency to be anonymous, the things that come out of their mouths are much different than if they're sitting with you face to face. And so I guess any research that you've seen that says that, hey, when you're plugged into a computer, you know, 24/7, we're actually losing a sense of compassion, or?
Yeah. Well, actually, there is research about that, but then there's also research about that the fact that we are plugged into some of those things makes us be more empathetic to people. And so when I'm posting about how difficult my life is, or how difficult the experience is, or some injury I've had, or car accident or whatever, everyone around is sending their prayers and love and thinking of you and whatever else. And so again, that's that mixed research about those kinds of things. But I personally believe that if you're constantly engaged in technology and you're not in relationships, like for instance, if you're in a relationship and you're breaking up with your significant other via technology means, I don't think that that's a good means of doing that. I don't think that's a good respect to that person. I don't think it's a good respect to yourself. And I don't think you're helping you or helping the relationship by any means. I think it's better to do in person.
Okay, much more with Kelly Olson on teens and technology and social skills when we come back.